obviously all those names are available. The fight's being lined up with Boots, but there's still a fighter. There's still that competitive fire in Virgil. He still calls out Crawford. After seeing how Crawford handled himself with Canelo, do you have any? And I know it's your guy, but any hesitancy or any let's hold off on that fight, or hey, Crawford's ready. We ready right now?
Crawford's a great fighter, man. Look, I would love to fight Crawford, but Crawford is with that win, he has nothing to prove anymore. He doesn't need to challenge himself against nobody, a young fighter, somebody 10, 11 years younger than him. He doesn't need to. He got a big win against Canelo, so if he wants to make history, he maybe fights at 160, becomes champion there, and becomes a 6th division champion, which Oscar De La Hoya and Pacquiao are the only ones, and maybe tries to become undisputed there, to be the only 4th division undisputed, just to make history. I don't think he'll come down to 154.
Could he go up though? Could Ortiz go up to 160?
Yeah, we go up to 160.
You're willing to do that?
We got too much at 154 still, so you know what I mean. But we are willing to go to 160. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
He's a big kid.
He's huge. He's strong. You guys seen it. He's strong. So he could definitely compete at 160.
Hey, Coach, how do you feel about Virgil taking over the Mexican holiday, taking the Mayo, the Kenya? How do you feel about that?
There was a time where Mayweather had those. Then Canelo started. Canelo's, might not have many fights left. So Virgil could be the one, man. Virgil could be the one. He showed it tonight. He's seen it. All the fighters are after him. We could do double headers with Virgil and Bam together. Imagine.
Fire.
That would be insane.
You should be a promoter, Robert.
We could do that, right? I'm telling Rick, you got to do this. You got to make this shit happen. Bam's last fight, on his contract, so we could definitely do something.
Hey, Robert, real quick, there's a big fight coming up in a couple of weeks, Haney and Norman Jr. What are your thoughts on that fight?
Oh, that's right. It's going to be over there in Saudi with
Too many fighters, huh? You forgetting now, Coach.
That's going to be a good fight. Haney's a great boxer, man. I think he's going to try to win by decision. And I know. I faced what's his name? Norman. He's strong. I heard. I was there. I heard those punches. He's strong. But I don't think Haney's going to stand to an exchange. I think Haney's going to box and try to pull out a decision.
Robert, so I spoke with Boots, and Boots said that was what Virgil was supposed to do. And I asked him how he sees the matchup going. He said it's going to go however I want it to go. What do you thought of that?
He could say that, whatever he wants. Believe me, his fight was supposed to go the way he fought because of who he fought. Virgil fought a solid guy. Virgil fought a real guy. He fought, this guy was the real deal. It wasn't supposed to go like that. I knew, I had the feeling we were going to win by knockout, but it was going to take 8 or 9 rounds. It was going to be a challenge. Virgil made it look a lot easier. Booth's fight was supposed to go the way it went, not ours. Ours went like that because Virgil's just a bad motherfucker.
Robert, quick question. I'm looking at Virgil. Virgil has star written all over him, and then is David Benavidez. It seemed like you guys are going to be in competition. Who's going to take over the mantle as the next great Mexican star? How do you feel about that?
Look, Benavidez is a great fighter, but I think he's in a division where there's not those. There is big fights, but not in the level where here in the States. There's Bivol and there's Better Beef that are huge fights, but they don't have that stardom here in the States, like Spence, like Boots, like Crawford. You know what I mean? Like Fundora.
Yes.
They're all from the States, and Virgil is Mexican American. So I think that's the difference. Benavidez is one of my favorites. He's a bad dude. I think he beats all those guys that I mentioned. I think he beats all those guys. But I just think that's what he's missing. The opponents that are gonna bring that big name. Those fights that we're talking about for Benavidez are huge in Saudi. They're huge because Turkey will pay for them, not because they're gonna be huge on pay-per-view, because those names are not they're big in boxing, but not in the world. I think the names we're talking about here at 154 here in the States are much bigger for like pay-per-view numbers and attendances and all that. That's the difference. All right, guys.
Thanks.